Welcome to Movement and Function. I'm Beth Wagner. Today's video, I'll be showing you exercises to help relieve your knee pain through movement. I'll be showing you stretches and strengthening exercises for your knee as well as for other structures that support your knee, namely your ankle and your hip. So let's get right to it. The first exercise is a quadricep set. The first step is to tighten the muscle on the top of your thigh, your quadricep. So tighten and hold it and press your knee down into the table. As you can see, that made my ankle come up off the table a little bit. That's perfect. Hold for 5 seconds and relax. You can also try bending your ankle up with this exercise. So as I tighten my quad, I'm going to bend my ankle toes up towards my nose and relax. You'll just feel a little different muscle activation pattern with that additional movement. Exercise number 2 is a short arc quad. For this exercise, you'll want to have a pillow or a small ball handy. And you'll lie down on your back and tuck the pillow underneath your knee. From this position, tighten the quadricep and lift your foot up. Pause here and slowly lower. And then switch sides. Tighten the quadricep, lift your foot up toward the ceiling, and lower. Start with 10 to 20 repetitions. As you feel more and more comfortable, add a longer pause at the top, up to about 5 seconds. If at any point in time you start to feel intense, sharp knee joint pain, then stop right away. That's not what we're going for here. If you feel muscle fatigue or stretching discomfort, that's completely normal, and it'll go away within a couple days of doing these exercises. Okay, moving on to the standing exercises. We'll start with a quadricep set against the wall. So I'll turn to the side so you can see, and imagine if I'm standing right up against a wall. I'll want to tighten my quadricep muscle and straighten my knee so that it pushes back into the wall. Pause for anywhere from 1 to 5 seconds, and then relax. I recommend doing 10 to 20 repetitions on one leg and then switching to the other leg. But you can vary this as it feels more comfortable for you. For the rest of the exercises, I suggest standing close to a countertop for a little bit of support. The next exercise is Eccentric Squats. This exercise focuses on strengthening the knee that is more sore or feels weak, while still working both legs and doing it in a way that feels safe for the knee that isn't 100%. So let's say that it's my left knee that is sore, weak, uncomfortable. I'll start by having my legs a little wider than hip distance. Shift your weight over to the side that is impacted, and then lower your body into a squat with about 75% of your weight on that leg. So in my case, 75% of my weight is on my left leg. So I'll squat down with my hips straight back, my weight over my heels, chest forward, and then shift my weight to the center, and then stand up straight. Shift my weight over to the left side, squat down, shift my weight back to the center, and stand up using both legs. Start with 10 to 20 repetitions. See how it feels for you and progress as you're able. And when you start with this exercise, don't try to go very low. As you do this exercise more and more, your strength will build as well as your confidence, and you'll be able to go deeper and deeper into the squat. The next exercise is hip extension. Standing close to the countertop again, chest lifted tall, you'll tighten your glutes, tighten your butt muscles, and then lift one leg back behind you. Pause and come back to the center. With this exercise, you can either alternate left and right or do an entire set on one leg and then switch to the other leg. Or try both. See what feels better for you. The next exercise is hip abduction. So this is a side leg lift. Again, starting with tall posture, lift your leg up to the side, pause, and bring it back down. Lift up to the side, pause, and bring it back down. Now for both the hip extension and hip abduction exercises, these last two I showed you, make sure to keep good, tall, aligned posture with these. Don't let your trunk kind of move all over the place with this. Moving on to the heel toe raise. With your feet about hips distance apart, you'll go up onto your toes and then rock back onto your heels and lift your toes. Continue rocking forward and backward. A second part of this exercise, if you'd like to add a little challenge, is to turn your feet out as you go up and back. This helps to work a slightly different part of the calf muscle. And then part 3 is to turn your toes in and go up onto your toes and rock back onto your heels. This one's a little bit tougher to manage depending on your body alignment. And finally, the last exercise is a hip flexor and calf stretch. Step one foot back into a lunge position. Keep your trunk upright, nice and tall. Keep your heel on the floor if you can, and bend the other knee forward slightly. You should feel a stretch in the front of the leg that is stepped back. So in this case, in my position, I should be feeling a stretch in the front of my left hip. I'm also feeling the stretch in my left calf. To feel more of a stretch in the front of the hip, stand up taller and shift your hips a little more forward. Go a little farther into that lunge. And as you'll notice, my heel does come off the ground. That's fine because I'm focusing on the hip flexor part of this stretch. Now I feel a really deep stretch in the front of my hip joint on the left side. Okay, so those are my 8 favorite exercises for range of motion and strength in your knee to help decrease pain and help you get back to doing the things that you love to do every single day. I hope that you found these exercises helpful, and I'd love to hear how you're doing with them. If you'd like to leave a comment down below, and if you have any questions, I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Please share this video with anyone else who you think might benefit from these exercises. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and click the bell to be notified when I release my next video. Here's to your health and happiness, and I wish you a wonderful day.